what are you hearing about the coach?
Okay. But
Should we care about hearing about the coach?
I'm being told that a coach will be named within the next 2 weeks.
I was going to say, even shorter amount of time. I would expect by, what are we at, Wednesday? So maybe not quite this time next week, but maybe.
Definitely before the draft.
Sure. Oh, absolutely. Oh, no doubt about that.
Yeah.
I don't think they really want to spill too far into June. So, I would expect by the end of next week, they will have a coach named.
My follow-up to that is given.
Don't you want to know who?
Well,
that's the obvious follow-up. Who's it going to be, Chris?
He's going to tell you before he tells his readers and his Twitter followers. He's going to tell you right here.
All right. I'll give you.
We are down to Melvin Hunt, who was at the workouts today, although he didn't come up to talk to anybody.
I was going to ask you that.
Yeah, he was there. Actually, I thought that was
still under contract. There's another year on his deal, correct?
Yeah, he does, and I don't think those deals actually run out until June, July. I meant to say.
When he signed his assistant coaching contract, though, it went through this next year.
That's what I'm saying. He wasn't fired or anything. It's like Thibodeau.
But I think the more interesting thing was all the assistant coaches that were there, that were under him as the interim coach, were all there, working the players out as well, and they don't have to be. I mean, that's kind of up to them to do it or not do it if they're asked to do it. So if you're trying to read tea leaves or anything like that, but no, listen, I think certainly we're down to Melvin Hunt, Mike D'Antoni, and I think that's just about it. You're talking about Mike Malone.
What about Alvin Gentry? We're waiting on Godot. We're waiting on Alvin Gentry.
Yeah, well, here the thing about Alvin Gentry is I think after Golden State wins tonight, they're going to have a conversation with Alvin Gentry. So they have wanted to have a conversation with him. They're going to have a conversation.
I'm going to put my neck out here. I think Alvin Gentry is more interested in the New Orleans job.
Oh, really?
Than he is
Why
in
would
the
he
Denver
be
job.
more interested in New Orleans job?
Oh,
Can I
maybe
give
the
you
center.
two words?
Yeah.
Anthony Davis.
Anthony Davis.
So my question, and we have discussed it with you on the show, and so that's why, who's going to be the coach? It'll be Melvin Hunt. It'll be Mike D'Antoni. Maybe Alvin Gentry. It's not going to be Thibodeau. It's not going to probably be Alvin Gentry. It's not like there's this worldwide cast waiting in line to take over as the Denver Nuggets coach. It's not going to be Scotty Brooks. If it's Melvin Hunt, this was my question. Is that going to be such a letdown to the people in Denver?
No, I don't think. Absolutely not. I mean, I think the most overrated thing about this whole situation was how much the name matters. Because, quick story. So in my Twitter and email, I get this a lot. We miss George Karl. I miss George Karl. You don't miss George Karl. What you miss was 57 wins and the playoffs. That's what you miss. Didn't matter who the coach ever was that got you there, just as long as you got there and you felt good about it. I think what the Nuggets need to focus on, listen, if they're going to make a hire on a name bringing fans to the stands, then they're doing this for the wrong reasons. And they need to make the hire that's the best fit, that's going to get them where they ultimately want to go, the best fit for that organization. And they need to not miss this time. At least Tim Connelly doesn't need to miss this time, because it will ultimately...
Josh could miss.
Yeah, I guess Josh can miss. It's all he wants.
How involved is Tim Connelly in the process, do you think?
I've actually talked to him about it, and he says he's very involved. Actually, talked to Josh about it, and he says he's very involved. I don't know.
I would think so. He's general manager.
You would hope so.
But there's a guy named Stan Kroenke.
Sure.
And his basketball whisperer Brett Barrett in the background there.
Yeah, I get conflicting information on how much Brett Barrett is involved, if he's there, if he's not, how many hands he has, and
well,
things.
He's
that kind
there
of thing.
somewhere in a back hallway. Yeah, that's where he always was. Oh,
just
hi,
lurking.
Bear. How you doing?
But there's no doubt that what he has done is he's shown up. I mean, he showed up. I'd say probably turn of the year, so the beginning of the calendar year. There were a lot more Brett Barrett sightings and a lot that information coming out that he may have hands in what's going on.
Hey, so. This segment sponsored by the Blake Street Tavern, 3 bars under one roof, 18,000 square feet, 60 HD TVs, so whatever you want to watch, they'll have it on somewhere in the bar. It's located just a couple of blocks north of Coors Field. It's Blake Street Tavern, named Denver's best sports bar 3 years in a row by Westward, Blake Street Tavern.